Now, some of you may or may not know this, but I'm a huge sucker for that beautiful filmic look. And what comprises that look is often a combination of things, such as grain, halation, bloom, and varying levels of contrast to make it look like it's printed in film emulsion. Now, as digital cameras get better and better and sharper and 6K and 8K and 12K, I think we're losing a bit of that softness and texture and the beauty that made film film. So I reached out to this awesome company called Dehancer to get my hands on their software that does a great job at making digital images like these look a lot more soft, blooming, beautiful, halated look. And I'm going to show you how to do it in Dehancer. So it's disclosure time once again. I reached out to Dehancer, and in exchange for this video, they offered me a free trial so I could show you the ins and outs of the program, which extended the free trial that I already had, which is down below in the description, which you can also try. But if you kind of want to learn the ins and outs of getting a more creative look in film, stick around and I'm going to show you right now. Okay, here we are. We're already loaded into DaVinci Resolve, and I have some clips kind of pre-selected here. And I'm going to take you through a couple of different kinds of clips shot on some different cameras. So the first clip that we have here was filmed on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. And this was actually filmed in BRAW. So come on over here to your color tab. We're going to make sure that the timeline is open, and we're going to select our clip here. Now, over here in effects, all the way at the bottom, here's our Dehancer. Now, what I do is I pull Dehancer right here, and I drop it in to the timeline. Now, as you can see, this is not the best looking image that we could possibly have, clearly. Something funky going on here, right? So all you got to do is click on the Dehancer node and come on over to here. See where it says source? We're going to drop that down and we're going to hit choose camera. Now, as long as you've loaded your camera packs, this is going to be a nice easy thing to do. We're just going to select Blackmagic Design. We're going to select the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, and I filmed this in the Gen 5 color science around ISO 400. And boom, there we are. We have a nice working image. All right, so everything's turned off. This is kind of just a basic Rec 709 conversion, if you will, right? So if we hit enable on the film profile, this is where all the magic happens. Look at all of these film emulations. This is what initially drew me to Dehancer. I am a sucker for that film look, and Dehancer does this unbelievably well. We'll get to the secret sauce, if you will, because there's some tests. I'll show you. Now we can push and we can pull and we can do all that, and I'm not going to get into all the technical aspects. I'll put some links either here and down in the description, and you guys can go check out some people that do that much better than I'll be able to ever explain to you. But this is the secret sauce, not this. If you applied nothing else in Dehancer, you took everything else off, right? You didn't mess with any of this stuff, right? And all you did was a Rec 709 conversion, and then came down here to grain. Dehancer does something really special with their film grain. If you look at the scopes here, they go nuts. And the reason for that is because Dehancer is doing exactly what it's named. Dehancer is deconstructing your digital image and then recreating it out of grain. This is the film look. That's how it's done. You come over here, as you can see, this is a very, very grainy image. It's too much for my taste. I don't know about you guys. Tone down the amount a little bit. Let's actually zoom in here. Kind of look at our face. And if we want, we can actually just keep pulling down, and just really not having a lot of that grain, right? We can change the size of the grain, get a different look. I like super fine grain. Film resolution. We can really, all right, hold on. These edges here. See that? Look at this. This is crazy. This is a 6K clip, right? So if you look at the film resolution, we can sharpen things up. Oh, we can really soften things down. Now, the film look is pretty synonymous with a softer look. So I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. Barely anything there, right? Look at that image. This was filmed on the Fuji X-T4 in F-Log. So again, we drop Dehancer. We go to choose camera, Fujifilm. They have the X-T3 available and not the X-T4, but it's the same sensor. So this is where I'm going to show you something interesting. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab the Fujifilm Eterna Vivid 500. Okay. And for this, I'm actually going to go ahead and turn grain off, turn the color head off, and turn print off, expand off. We don't need any of that. Just the film simulation, okay? So really quick, here we are. Fujifilm Eterna. However, Fujifilm owns Eterna. So we can do something really cool. Okay. Let's keep the water up. Okay. So I'm going to split this clip right here. Okay? And we're going to click the second one. So here's the first one, here's the second one. And all I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to reset the no grade and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to grab a LUT. This is the official Fujifilm Eterna LUT. Okay? Blow it up nice and big. Fujifilm Eterna. Eterna film simulation. It's close. It's really close. You can tell I'm a little underexposed here. I'm about to stop underexposed. So this exposure compensation tool is actually really cool. I start turning this up and you can see like it's bringing up the overall exposure. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. It's a great exposure tool. I've used this just on its own doing the 709 conversion just to bring up my overall levels. And I've been really, really happy with it. So we're going to bring this up by, let's go an even 1.8. Okay. I like that. I think that looks really good. But let's say you're second guessing yourself and you're not sure, right? Let's come on down. All the way down at the bottom here. What's this? A false color? This is a false color. You believe that nonsense? They've included a false color overlay. And I think it does a bang up job. I think it's pretty good. So look at this. Now we can keep messing around with that exposure. Maybe get some of that light pink onto our face. We don't want to go too hot though. See that street light's hitting right on our face. So let's make sure we got no yellow, right? And then just pull down. That looks about even. So I was actually wrong. So 1.65. There we go. That's a better exposure to expose your face. Unclick the false color. My God, there it is. It's a great exposure. False color tool on this thing is amazing too. Now, back on up. No film emulation because again, I just want you to see the other tools inside of this thing. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about the film emulations within Dehancer. I think Dehancer does a great job at providing you with a whole suite of other tools as well. Some of these you can find within DaVinci Resolve itself, But I do think the Dehancer does a great job, especially if you intend on using their film grade. Check this out. Super soft detail, right? See your face. Come on down and grab that bloom and enable that. Look at that soft glow. It's almost like a diffusion look, right? And then if I turn on halation, see this little red line that just appeared around Emma's face? That's halation. And for me, that's the film look, right? All right, I got another Blackmagic RAW clip here. So we throw Dehancer in again. We grab our choose camera. Our vendor is Blackmagic Design. Our camera is the Poga 6K. Probably shot this one in 32 because it looks pretty dark. I'm going to say, no, it looks like I shot in 400. Must have just been blasting light onto me. So again, turn all this stuff off. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm going to turn on the halation. I'm going to turn on the bloom. Love that. And now for this one, I'm going to turn on the film grain. I'm going to keep the size small. I'm going to keep the amount small. Barely there, okay? And let's start messing around with the contrast. Now, this is all for you to decide. This is film. It's all subjective. When you're doing work like this, you got to be creative, and you have to create the thing that you want to create. You got to create the looks that you want to create. Another way of doing the thing, of making that film look, a popular way of making the film look, okay? And that's it's a 16 millimeter Powergrade that I happen to like a whole lot, okay? So I'm going to put that right here. Kodak 23-83-65, right? 16 millimeter film print emulation. And then you throw something like Kodak Vision 3 in Dehancer, and this is the difference. So you can grab somebody else's power grades, and you can do that, and you can have somebody else's look, or you can dehance your footage and get your own look and customize your own creative style based off some vintage film emulations. And what you don't get with a power grade is like really good halation, really good bloom effects, and that grain that deconstructs your image. So that's completely up to you. Check out the clips. I'm going to render this exactly what it looks like and exactly what we were messing with. So there you have it. I'm no color grading pro or wizard. I'm just a guy that likes to make fun little short films and YouTube content like this. So if you're somebody that is a little more skilled and well-versed in a program like DaVinci Resolve, then I'm sure you can get a lot more out of Dehancer than somebody like me. But I'm telling you, if you're just going after a beautiful, soft, creative, halated look that is filled with grain and character and texture, this is the program for you. I left a link down below in the description where you can get your free trial of Dehancer as well. And that's really all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.